Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of The First Watch in our second campaign. I believe this is episode 8 that we're getting started on here now. Super excited for some fun reveals and some fun decisions to come. My name is Andrew Coons. I'm the Dungeon Master for our adventures, and I'm super excited to have everybody here tonight. Let's popcorn it around, and I'm going to throw it to our newly returned mustachioed friend, Joe.
Hey everybody, I'm Joe and I'm playing Malachite, the Earth Genasi Artificer. And I will throw it to our other mustachioed character, Blake.
Hello everybody, I'm Blake and I'm playing Grokus Darkbringer, Dwarf Cleric. And I'm going to pass it to Casey. Yeah, let's go Casey.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Casey. I'm playing Aranis, the half-elf bard, not the half-bard elf. And I am going to throw it to Cheryl.
That's me. Hi, I'm Cheryl, and I'm playing Pry, the Tiefling Rogue. And I will pass it to Dana.
Hi, I'm Dana. I am going to be playing Artemis Valor, the Asmar Wizard, and I will pass it to Darby.
Hi, I'm Darby, and I'll be playing Petey. And I think, am I the last one?
Yes, like your reaction of like, damn it, they sent it to me. There's no one else to send it to.
Listen, I have the optic permanence of a baby. If it's not right in front of me happening, I don't know.
Tell us who Peony is before you send it back
to Andrew. You can send it
Tell
back
us
to
who
Andrew.
Peony is first.
Peonies.
Oh, yes.
Peonies are artificer. Definitely only an artificer, not a ranger at all. She is very smart. End of story.
That she is. That she is. Well, make sure to check out the show both here on YouTube, like and subscribe. Also check out on our podcast channel, and you can check out our spin-off podcast, The Inn at the Edge of Greenwood, on its own channel for some fun lo-fi kind of ttrpg gameplay. But with all of that said, we're going to go ahead and get into tonight's episode of The First Watch. Party is in the mine outside of Floros, just outside of Floros, still really within the town boundaries. You all have delved deep here into the Dwarven mine and started to explore various rooms, including a barracks where you found some personal effects of dwarves long gone. You found a diamond mine shaft where you were able to excavate some diamonds, some raw diamonds, as well as encountered some very large beasties, aberrations from another realm that were prowling through the tunnels, which gave you a bit of a fight, but you were able to dispatch with pretty easily. You continued kind of exploring your way through all these abandoned places until finally coming to a large room, which seemed to be some sort of forge, some sort of factory even, with rows and rows of machines and tables and whatnot. And there you met a couple different people. You met Clarence and Hugh Hillfoot, two halflings, a father and a young son, who were a blacksmith and his child, who were taken from their station in Floros and made to work here. You also met Aldolf Anderson, Dr. Aldolf Anderson, an elf biologist who was also grabbed and taken to the forge in order to try to make sense of what this room was, what these machines were. Both of them expressed their frustration at this not being their milieu. They did their best and they were able to decipher some information, but they weren't able to get any of the machines working, and they were worried that the folks who had brought them here and forced them to work here would be back within a week and would not be happy. You found out that those folks, specifically that person, was Elixio, one of the lieutenants of Brobat, a name that was dropped by Gormer at one point during your fight with her. So, a little bit of a thread and a connection starting to come together there. You all investigated the various machines and started to make out that this was some sort of assembly line for a specific machine. You're not sure exactly what it is yet, but there are parts, molds for parts that are uniform and create the same thing over and over again, and then it moves to the next station where it's tempered and assembled and then enchanted and finished off and put together, whatever this large thing is. You found the furnace, which was cold, but inside full of these imprinted spells, similar to the construct in Floros, Grispin Hills, that you all had found, and on a much smaller scale. Artemis was able to send some fire up through the furnace, and it momentarily started one of the machines. So you know that the mechanisms can still work, however, you have not yet found a source of power to sustain it through long enough in order to actually run. While all of that was happening, Uranus took a nap because he's exhausted and dealing with an actual point of exhaustion. And Pry, you spent some time with Hugh Hillfoot, the little boy who was a little apprehensive of you at first, but you quickly won him over by reading some adventure stories. His trust earned, he brought you into a back room and showed you a treasure that he had found, a book that he had stolen from Dr. Enerson's room that was hidden behind a wall piece. You're not sure whether it was Dr. Enerson's book or not until you got a hold of it and saw that the entire thing was written in Dwarvish. So you brought it to everybody. With an insight check, you ascertained that Dr. Anderson was just as surprised as anyone else, so not something that he was hiding. But you all opened it up and found it was the journal of Forgemaster Coalhart, the person who was in charge of this forge hundreds of years ago. As you flipped through the pages, you eventually came to a point where he said he would now recount what happened to the Dwarven Empire. Before you turned that page, however, we had one last thing happen with Uranus. While he was sleeping, you woke momentarily, bleary-eyed, looking at all your friends, and then saw a different version of Pry step into view next to you, look down upon you with black, bleeding eyes and a mouth that wasn't there, and grin, even though there was no mouth, the face still contorting. And then upon blinking, it was gone. A dark omen of potentially things to come. As we get into the game tonight, Uranus is asleep. Everybody else is huddled around this book, having flipped to this page that says the next pages will contain information that no one knows to this point in the kingdom, at least to your knowledge. So, what would you like to do?
I don't know if I can read this.
Want me to?
Should read it.
I know. Is everyone here? Is Uranus with us back again too?
He is still sleeping over at the other end of the room.
I will go get Uranus first. I have the book, hold the book. I want to, if I feel this, everyone should be here. I would definitely like everyone to be here as well. So maybe we can go get Uranus or bring him here. I mean, either I feel like we all should be, I would feel more comfortable if I had all of you guys together with me. So for you.
Okay.
See if I'll walk back to where Uranus is. See if I can wake him up.
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's just me. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Bad dream.
Oh.
What's up? Did we get the forge working? What are we?
Almost. Artemis actually got it kind of going for a second. Was able to put a spell and kind of get it working for a little bit, but found a book, shown the book, and we found this, and it was going to explain why or what happened to the dwarves. So, yeah.
Are you okay? Have you guys looked at it yet?
We're about to. I didn't want to do it without you there as well. So yeah, I feel like I would want you there. So
yeah, I'll get up and head over towards the rest of the group and grab my weapons on the way since I put them down.
Yeah.
When I was talking
Mechanically, you've gotten a short rest at this point, so if you did want to roll hit dice or you have any abilities that recharge in a short rest, you can take that. I would say that for the purpose of your long rest, I mean, just kind of walking over there and listening isn't necessarily going to break your streak. However, you will need to get some more sleep, and should you do anything like engage in combat or even start doing skills checks or something that's going to interrupt the long rest process.
Cool.
All right. So the two of you walk back over, and you can see Clarence kind of cleaning his hands off. He had gotten some soot and some grease from kind of trying to help some of the machinery get going. So he's kind of trying to clean his hands off. He's got those perpetually stained hands that even when they're clean, they look filthy. But he slings kind of the rag over his shoulder, and you can see Hugh like bouncing up and down on his heels, like really like trying not to contain his excitement and so what might be read here.
Crack it open, Grokus.
Yeah. So I just gotta, so I kind of take a deep breath and just look at each of one of you, just like directly at every single one. Oh, I'm glad I'm not alone when I found this. I don't think there's any way I would even think about reading it if it wasn't for you guys being here with me. So I do appreciate it. Even I even look at the people we just met as well, because I mean, hey, they're here too. So just part of the story as well.
Oh, if anyone was going to read the first account of what happened to the dwarves and that we've had in centuries, surreptitious, or I don't even know the word, it's good that a dwarf is doing it.
While Grokus reads, can Peony keep an eye on the surroundings just to make sure we're not...
You mean with your alert feat? Where you're never surprised?
I'm just like super... alert. Yes. I'll just like perch on something a little bit.
You're like full bug eye, just around and everything.
Like Peony wants to listen, but Peony is also pretty aware that there are people who could be coming down here, and she doesn't want to have Grokus' moment interrupted.
Fair enough. I will take that into account.
He wants me interrupted. He's like, come on, something happened. Okay, about to read. Anything wants to happen now. Book's open. Who wants to come on and do something?
All right, so as all of you huddle about, and Grokus, you flip the page.
I sit down, so I sit down, just cross-legged, cast light on something nearby, just a little, like, nice little warm glow. Okay.
All right, Blake, I would like you to check your Discord. I have sent you the text.
Loading.
Drop. Lower. Drop.
Grokus, would you like someone to transcribe this, or do you just want it to stay in the Dwarvish?
Yes. No, I mean, I want you to transcribe it, and I trust you to keep it. So yes, I mean, I don't want whatever. We'll see. Yes, definitely transcribe it. And I trust you. I know you're not gonna let it fall into any other hands.
Well, I could transcribe it into a language that only some of us could read instead of into common.
Oh, yes, that'd be good. Whatever you feel. What language do you even know?
I can write in Draconic.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That works.
Everybody's like, yes, I know Draconic.
Yeah.
Petey off the side being like, it's already in the only language I know how to read.
Oh.
Oranus is kind of
actually,
looking at Pry like a little bit suspiciously, but like on the sly.
Will we notice? I mean,
She wouldn't. She has no insight.
I'd say in this moment, everybody's very preoccupied.
True.
With,
Yeah, Grogus, yeah, he's
Preoccupied.
for sure. Yeah.
Pry occupied. Oh my god.
She's coming for your crown, Darby.
It's not a crown.
We can
all
share.
share. We all share.
It's the sharing stick.
Sharing is caring.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a punishment.
Share is right there in my name, so I mean, you gotta like.
All right.
Back to the serious moment.
Gallows humor.
The Demise, that's how the title of it. Again, it has to put like at a certain angle to kind of read it because it's not that great. So finds like the right point to read off of. The Demise of the Dwarven Empire. I will do my best in these pages to recount the fall of our empire and the fall of decisions that were made. I ask only that you read this with an open mind. We're a strong and proud people who wanted nothing but good for the world. Alas, wanting good and actual good are separate things. The dwarves have always been great inventors, engineers. We build vast halls and machines to fill them, but always we were limited by the speed in which we could work and the resources available. Keeping the furnaces ablaze became as much of a problem as finding new ores to work with. That was until my aunt discovered a rare and powerful crystal with the ability to transmute and amplify energy into heat and fire. Kohlhart changed the landscape of what we could accomplish. No longer do we need to shovel actual coal or chop down trees to feed our furnaces. One block of Kohlhart with the right incantations could power a furnace the size of a building indefinitely. It was true magic. And it allowed us to build more and greater machines that dug deeper than we ever had before. And here was our folly. A year ago, we unexpectedly came across a cavern while mining gold in the Wyvern Spine at the south of the kingdom. The cavern appeared to be carved, but not by dwarves. And in our curiosity, we did not take the precautions we should have. We were the masters of the underground with magic and science at our backs. Why should we take what we wanted from the long abandoned chambers? A dwarf whose name has been stricken from the record. No one person should bear the weight of history judgment for this deed. Entered the caverns alone and inside on the crypt. He opened the crypt and in doing so, released death upon our people. He returned to us pale and shaken. We got the knees and mumbling about burning sensation and a loss of memory. It wasn't until the entire mining group went silent and stopped sending communications to our capital. We sent ravens and magical messages, but received no reply. Eventually, a detachment of soldiers and engineers went to see what happened. What they found was beyond their wildest nightmares. Blood soaking the floors, bodies withered away and immobile, yet still with eyes that would follow you as you walked past. Deeper within, they heard shrieks and wails and cries, but they needed to know what happened, so they pressed further in, and were soon overtaken themselves and infected. Vampirism had found its way into the heart of the Dwarven Kingdom. It began in the crypt with a dwarf whose name has been stricken when he opened the coffin and was himself turned. He then infected others who passed it along. Those who were strong enough to survive the change fed on what beast of burden they had, and then on each other. all the while hiding themselves deeper into the earth to try and stop the spread. But it wasn't enough. Eventually, one of the soldiers who was sent to investigate and then was turned had enough of the hiding. There must be a cure or a way for the capital to help, they thought. And so several of the infected made their way to the capital. They had good intentions of turning themselves in for study and treatment. Good intentions are not enough in the face of such evil. The capital was overrun. The remaining mining outposts and cities were slowly overtaken. Within a year's time, the Dwarven kingdom was no longer Dwarven, but vampire. Some were able to escape, fleeing to the north. Some were able to hide their children while they themselves were overtaken. But none of it was enough to stop the kingdom from falling. Hold on a second, I'm sorry. Alcon is a beautiful place full of many diverse races, some of whom are just finding their footing in the world. We who have been here since the bones of Earth formed could now risk spreading the sickness to the younger children of Adalin. Whether which were still our own decision was made by the kings and queens of the Empire. If we could not stop the spread of this disease, we will bury it. As Forgemaster, I was tasked with accomplishing this. I was told to build the core drill, and I did. A machine of size and strength, it could tunnel farther than any drill we had previously built. I brought together all the great blacksmith families to help with this task. The Kohlharts, the Darkbringers, the Hammer Falls. Here in these halls, we made our molds and smelted metals. We wove enchantments into the resist. We wove enchantments into it to resist the core's temperature. To be strong when we hit unknown stone further down. We built the very thing that would doom us to a life miles below the surface to save the kingdom from our curse. And so, as I write this, we are set to go, to disappear, to abandon Alcon as we've been abandoned by the gods. I write this against the decree of the kings and queens that all records should be struck from history. I don't know why I rebel in this way. Perhaps because I hope someone one day may find it and find us and cure us of this curse. Perhaps because I want to be remembered. Either way, I leave it here for someone to find long after we are gone. I hope we will have died off by then, but I doubt it. The sunlight clings to you like wet clothing. I can already feel my stomach churning, waiting for its next meal, an insatiable thirst. We wanted to make the world better with our brilliance and our machines. Instead, we destroyed ourselves and near the kingdom. Forgive us. Forgive us. We only wanted to build beautiful things. Forgemaster Coalhart, last of his family's name.
You're muted.
Aranis is going to put his hand on Grokus's shoulder.
Group hug time. Peony is gonna. Cause that name.
I think one of the children that they saved. I think.
And your family. You said they worked on the forges.
I'm sorry, it's fine.
It's not fine. It's okay to not be okay.
So they're just down there? Just at the bottom of this hole somewhere?
Maybe. Or
Does anybody know anything about vampirism?
can any of us do
Yeah.
any of us?
What have I read?
I don't know shit.
You're muted.
You're
Andrew.
muted.
So dramatic.
So dramatic. There's 3 different potential checks that this could fall under. It could fall under history, it could fall under nature, it could fall under arcana. You're going to get different things for each one. You're going to get different levels of difficulty. But based on all your individual skill sets, anyone who wants to roll one of those 3 checks can.
I can do history or someone else. I have a +4.
I have an 18 for history.
Oh, okay. You can roll history.
Or I mean, that's what I rolled. Yeah.
Oh,
Can I give you bardic inspiration?
I guess
Was
since he
already
hasn't
made.
said what the result or
No,
like whether
that's
it,
true. Yeah, you don't
yeah.
know the results, so yes.
Sweet. So that's another d6.
a d6. Okay.
Just want to get it above 20.
can I make a nature check?
Oh, and it was a 6 on the d6. That's a 24.
Yes.
Yes, you can
Nice.
make a nature
Thank
check.
you, Uranus.
Gonna do an arcana check too.
Sure. So 24 total for history,
12.
12 for arcana. Okay.
Oh, wait, no, nature. Yeah, 3.
3. Okay. Peony and Artemis, I mean, you've heard of vampires. And it's something that, you know, every once in a while there's a tale of a lone vampire or a vampire spawn that has kind of, you know, come through a deserted town or something like that. They're undead. They are, you know, scourges, something that leaves, you know, death in their wake usually. But solitary creatures. It's not something that the kingdom has actively dealt with in a long time. Like, again, rumors and hearsay, but it's not like there's been like a reported vampire sighting in a long time. History records a lot of this stuff, and so you don't know as much about the workings of like how vampirism works, but you have a good memory of the accounts that have happened. Despite the efforts, it seems, of the Dwarven kings and queens to strike everything from the record, you remember reading about a small vampirism outbreak in one of the southern towns, somewhere near Ferrith and Aurora, in a town that never really made it to the map. That there was a group of humans and halflings and other folks who had this sweep through, and most of them were dead within a week. The paladins of the Saints Preserve were dispatched. Some of the knights were dispatched. It was taken care of. It was lauded as the last great vampirism outbreak. But this probably aligns right around the same time as when this book was read. Other things you would know from that check and just looking through history is there are these very centralized like outbreaks that happen. It's never swept across the country in a way as described here in this book. And it is more like from what you've read about what people know about vampirism, it's always described as this kind of almost like feral thing. Like there's not like been a vampire kingdom that you've heard of or whatnot. It's more rabid in terms of how it's been recorded in the histories.
And when you use the word outbreak, you mean like there's a rash of vampire attacks that leaves a bunch of people dead, not like, oh, all of a sudden there are 8 vampires in a town where there were
Correct.
0.
More like just attacks in the night, starts with animals, upgrades to people, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Did they mention which area was the beginning, like, because it wasn't the main kingdom
It was
of the
somewhere in the
dwarves.
south.
Yeah,
It
they
was
mentioned the Wyvern Spine, which you would all know. So if you go into the Discord and look at the map in the lore channel, the Wyvern Spine is that mountain range to the southwest of the kingdom that kind of trails off into a series of islands out into the Western Sea.
That's
And they said it was a gold mine. Yeah.
That's the... Ooh.
Oh?
No, there I am. I'm northeast of it a little
Yeah,
bit.
the Axe Head Woods where you come from is north of it. Yeah.
So that's where it originated, and where we are currently was the seat of the kingdom.
Doesn't say that specifically, whether or not this was the capital or if this is just where the machine was built.
Do we know where the capital is?
Make a history check for Dwarven Lore.
May I roll history again as well?
Mm-hmm.
11.
12.
Now, a lot of Alson is built on the bones of the Dwarven kingdom. So places like Excessa or Kea or even Floros or Opyri, are larger. They have larger ruins, but hard to tell exactly which one would have been the Dwarven capital.
I rolled a 22 history.
Okay. Malachite, you have done a little digging into this, I would say, just in your academics and your study, just kind of wanting to know more about the place that all these cities are built on. The Dwarven capital itself is said to have been housed underground, and said to have been somewhere out in what is currently known as the Axe Head Woods in the center of the kingdom.
That's where the capital was supposed to have been.
It's
underground.
not a hard and fast thing, but people who have kind of extrapolated, old texts and whatnot, that's their best guess, is that there is some sort of kingdom under the ground in the Axe Head Woods.
One last question. The megacore drill.
Yes.
That giant that giant deep pit. Did they built the drill here at the place we are currently?
That seems
Would
to
be
be a
the-
leap you could easily make, yeah.
And we didn't see the bottom of that big, just horrible pit.
How do we tell people that they cannot go any deeper?
Yeah.
Does that
We should let people know that it's not safe down here.
does that person know that that's what this builds? Is are we looking at the thing that builds the drill? Is because it's supposed to be big and reinforced. So
Yeah, I
Sounds
mean,
like.
So,
That's where the journal was, right? It was here,
yeah.
Yes.
so it makes sense.
does he the big mean guy with the knives, is that what he's trying to go for? Is he trying to dig down?
You all said that you were told to figure out what this does. Right?
Yeah, we were supposed to figure out exactly how all the machines worked and then get them up and running if we were able to.
But did they say you were supposed to figure out what they did, or did they just tell you to figure out how to make them work?
I guess I'm trying to remember. I guess technically we were told to make them run. We weren't specifically told to figure anything else out, although that kind of comes with the territory.
So then they don't know about this. They don't know.
Oh, that's
Or
the
maybe
thing.
they do, or maybe
Okay.
that's the goal.
If they asked it that way, then they could very well know what it does.
Or they just found it while they were excavating and want to make a profit.
Yeah.
Could be
Right.
either way, but
I
But
think if they
we-
knew what it does, they would just go down the hole, because you don't need to go any deeper. What's down there, the
Well,
They
Empire
could have
Dwarf.
sealed it. I mean,
That's true.
over time, they could have sealed it back up. So
yeah, with the I don't know, Andrew, you said that like history records stuff. So like, did any of those records talk about like vampires being able to transport themselves in ways other than with their feet, like flying or turning into fog or whatever?
Yeah,
like...
I mean, general lore. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot that's specific. There's not a stat block in the history books. There are accounts of, people with fangs and red eyes that then disappear in a puff of smoke. And whatnot. So there's, and then from there, legends have grown as far as what they can actually do.
Well, they would have had to have sealed it somehow very securely in order to keep themselves from escaping, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you're sealing yourself off from the world to stop something from spreading. Grokus, how are you doing?
I think you're muted. Oh, no, you're not. Never mind. That's the motion.
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm sorry. What were we discussing? I'm sorry. The lost in thought. I apologize.
No.
Lie down. Do you want to sit for a bit? We don't have to talk about this right now.
I'm good. We don't have time. We need to we gotta worry about getting these three, like we said, safety or taking care of what we do to make sure that they can be okay. That's the most important thing. I mean,
the elf, Dr. Anderson, has actually stepped over at this point, and you realize he's kind of peeled away from the group for a few moments, and he steps back to you now, and he's got this little mortar and pestle, and he's grinding a thing up, and he grabs a cup of water and puts it in and stirs it real quick, and he just puts a hand on your shoulder and says, my friend, go ahead and give this a drink. It'll calm your nerves and help you regain some focus here in the next few minutes.
I appreciate it. I put a hand on his shoulder. I appreciate it, but I'll be good. I mean,
these are basic herbs that will help you regain focus. There's nothing untoward here, and there's no shame in needing something to bolster your knees.
I trust you, but I don't want to not feel this, if that makes sense. In a way, it's I mean, yeah, I know I'm okay. I want to feel this, because even amidst all what happened, they at least my own parents, hopefully some other dwarves, were able to save their children. So, it's not.
They loved you. They protected you from what was happening.
Besides, anyways, I'm a cleric anyway, so turning into it is what I'm trained to do anyway. So if anyone wants to deal with this, eventually I will bear those deaths. I'll go into that darkness myself, and if they are still alive, then I should be the one to maybe cure them in whatever way that I can. So
we don't know that it will come to that, my friend. There might be a true cure.
Yes, and then I'm definitely, I'll spend the rest of my days searching for whatever cure, but in the end I'll do whatever. I mean, they saved me, so what I can do is, no matter what, even if it means having to let them go to sleep, I'll save them too. So it's
So I know Brobat is a bad guy, but his
parents loved him too.
He is also a dwarf, and maybe he doesn't know anything about this.
But if he does, then
doesn't make up for the violence that he's caused these people, though. I mean, yes, he's had people that loved him, but he's been disrupting balance, and whatever the case, what's the fallenness? There's no reason to disrupt that, to hurt other people, because it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't doesn't find a cure, doesn't fix anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if he has the resources to be able to find a cure? I mean, he would have the motivation to cure this.
Maybe he just...
as bad as he is, I don't think he can't enjoy his people being gone.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's just trying to bring them back, even if he doesn't have a cure. People miss their families a lot, and if he thinks that they're just is all conjecture, but if he knows that they're down there and knows that there's a way that he could get down there, it might be that he doesn't care what happens if his family could be there.
We need to go talk to him.
We really guess we do.
That much is, yes, that's...
Get these people safe and then talk to him.
Yes.
I'm going to look over at the workers and say, so you said they come about a fortnight. That should be about a week from now.
About a week from now, correct, yes.
Where do they come from? Can you show us how they get in?
Yes, of course, and kind of takes you to a side door that leads to a little hallway, and then there's a large metal door there. And there's no handle on the inside of it, but as you look at it, it looks like the handle was removed or broken off. Wasn't meant to be a prison originally, but has been since turned into one. And they're like, they have the key, and they've made sure we can't get out, and that's where they come in. All the other doors back in the forge just lead to solitary rooms. However you got up here, that's where we would dump the food down for the creatures. We never thought of going down that way ourselves. That's certain death.
Okay, so then this is where we take them out, and then we find somewhere to send you guys.
But I think the problem is that the main person who say down, he doesn't come, right? It's more like it's just his underlings that come down, correct?
Oh, Elixio was here the first time to put the fear into us, but then since then it's just lackeys.
Well, the creatures are dead. Couldn't we put you down in that space, at least for the time being, and you can leave you a way to get back up here, but they don't know that the creatures are dead. So
Two
we
of
can
them are
hide you
dead.
there
We don't
for...
know about the third one.
Yeah.
Or what if we make it? I mean, we're still gonna deal with them. Trust me that we will deal with them. What if we make it seem like you guys have died? What if it leaves like some little blood, little things like that? Because it's believable. There's plenty of things down here that are pretty terrible. And
he kind of steps in a little bit closer, and Clarence lowers his voice a little bit, and he's like, I understand. We have to do anything necessary in order to get free, but whatever I can do to bring the least amount of trauma to my boy. I don't need to be spreading fake blood on his clothes or anything like that.
Well, fair enough. I get it. Just an idea. I definitely.
I understand, and if worse comes to worse, we may be left without options. But my first priority is his safety.
Of course,
he will not be put in harm's way.
Well, are we talking about waiting here for a week until those guys get here? Is that what we're talking about?
I do not think we should be trying to fight them while these people are here. That is putting them in grave danger.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just figure out how to open this door?
Yeah, I was about to say, we could just look at the door and see if we could... Jimmy the lock?
Could just take them out the way we came in.
That, or just go through the door if we can open it.
Can
you guys are the smart people.
Look at that lock. Let's
look at that lock.
Yeah,
go ahead and roll a investigation check.
How to cast guidance.
Can I just assist Malachite?
Yep, gives him advantage with guidance.
Yeah.
Is there an exposed luck?
Can I give him bardic inspiration too?
Yeah, you can.
We're gonna get.
We're
the fuck
opening
outta
this
here.
freaking door.
Not this door. Not
Yeah.
We're not critical role. We don't
Okay,
have to travel the doors.
Now you've said it. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
What-
no.
Critical
Well,
roll.
hold
catching
on.
strays.
Maybe I should. I don't know. I mean, it's too late. You guys have already said you want to do that. I got a pretty decent roll. I was just gonna say
Make
maybe
it
we should
decenter.
save all that for picking the lock or something, not just finding the lock.
Make it decenter.
I mean,
I
the
have
only
one
thing
more
that's
bardic.
non-refundable is the bardic inspiration. Guidance is a cantrip. The help just gives
Okay,
you advantage.
that's true.
And you
Okay,
can
cool.
you could also choose to not use bardic inspiration on this
Hold it
roll
for
because
10
it
That's
lasts
fair.
for 10
That's
minutes.
fair. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I got a 21 without any
Okay.
Yeah.
extra. Well, I mean, with Peony's.
Okay.
advantage.
I mean, roll your guidance.
Blessing?
That's a
Yeah,
cantrip.
guidance, yeah, guidance.
If you
Guidance,
get
D4.
yeah, guidance.
D4.
You get a
Yeah, it doesn't hurt
25.
it.
So that's
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, 3. Okay.
Oh, spicy.
It makes a difference actually, because it's
Okay,
a tricky
cool.
situation here. There was like a keyhole for a lock, kind of like a skeleton key type thing, but you can see that it's been like filled in, like very crude, like almost think of like a really bad welding job. Like some sort of like molten metal was poured into here and like hardened. And so that actual mechanism is no good. But you try the door and you push and like it doesn't move, so there's something barring it on the other side. Now the door is not completely solid, not in a prison sense because it's much bigger, but there is kind of like a window with bars, but they're more ornamental. But you can kind of see through, and so as you kind of investigate and crane your kind of head up around a little bit and look down, what you can see is that a makeshift bar lock has been put in place, and it's just a big, thick, heavy iron lock that just swings up and down. Definitely much too thick for commoners to be able to just push open.
So Mage Hand wouldn't work.
It might.
Yeah, I
it
mean, it
heavier
probably
than-
would.
Oh,
Well,
fine.
if
It's
nothing
just
else,
a bar, so I mean, try to just lift it with Mage Hand or something.
you could use the mage and to attach something to it, and then we could lift it,
pull it, yeah.
through the bars.
I think that's a better idea because I don't think Mage Hand. It's only like 10 pounds, and if that's a heavy iron thing,
Yeah, Mage Hand lifts 5 pounds.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
rope.
It looks pretty
the
heavy.
hand
we
can't
can-
attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds.
Oh, 10 pounds.
Oh,
you are
it's
right.
10.
I thought it was 5.
Hey,
I
Nice.
also thought it was
In that case,
5.
your canvas sense weighs 10 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
You can still carry, but
I
you
can
can
go
add the extra
skinny.
weight.
I can go skinny and get through the bars.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh shit!
we can just
I just-
roll you up and
Yeah, get in there.
Pop it on
Put the
there.
cone on, wrap yourself around the bar, and we'll pull.
Or why don't we just push you through?
Yeah,
take
push
off
him
the
through
cone
and-
and then
yeah.
take it off
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
open the
That would
door.
work too, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll pop the cone on, and
Okay.
whoever wants to stuff me through.
I'll do it.
Gosh.
this cost.
So the last
Andrew
time
has
you tried
regrets.
something adjacent to this was in the mine in Grispin Hills when you tried to shimmy your way
Yeah.
through the rock slide,
Yeah.
and kind of had to bend yourself and everything like that. That didn't work. This does. However, it is an incredibly odd feeling because you get folded over at one point. And yeah, I mean, it's like you can feel like your bones moving
Ew.
against each other, but they're flat, and it's just it's bad. But you do get kind of like shoved through, and then flop on the other side. On the left.
Yoga master now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I take it off, and I try to lift the bar.
I would cast light if it's dark in there. Is there light in there? I didn't know if there was light or not.
There is not light, no. Unless
So
you
I'd probably
brought
I
some.
would have cast light on him or something that he's holding to make sure that when he's going through that so he has some sort of light. So I would have cast light on maybe like the cone itself. That way you have like a glow around you in there if it's dark.
Yeah, I
Okay.
try to open the thing.
Pop yourself back into full muscular Uranus and you grab it and throw it open. It's very simple but effective if you're on the wrong side of it and don't have a cone of slimming to get yourself across.
As one does.
As one does.
Damn that item. The door and say, "Open sesame."
In the old draconic tongue.
Yeah, right.
So, what is behind you in the passage?
I did not look.
Oh no!
Hopefully nothing.
I know.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of like.
Halfway to the outside.
It goes a while, and then you see it kind of like it just kind of goes into darkness, like it just tunnels that direction. You're gonna have to walk down there to find out.
So, do we want to?
How long has it
with
been
us
since
as
we
we go, or leave them here and scout ahead and come back?
How long has it been since we've had a rest?
A long time. I'm exhausted.
It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. Because you all came here kind of late morning, and it's probably early evening at this point.
Maybe we should rest first and then go.
I agree.
I
I'm
agree.
tired.
No,
But
same.
we
Getting-
probably would want to get out of here at night, right?
Do we know what time of day it is at this point? Like how long?
You can
Okay,
make a
we're never-
survival
It's been a
check to
while.
try to
Yeah.
pinpoint that.
That's been a while.
Cast guidance and whoever wants to.
Ooh, 20, 23.
23? Yeah, you have a pretty good internal clock and have been kind of marking time on a little stick that you have with you. And so you look and it is about 7 p.m. right now.
It's like 7
Way past my bedtime.
ish. Old man.
What time is it again?
7.
This will be close to Gross bedtime for real, but
So a long rest would put us at like
Morning.
3 a.m., 4 a.m.
We can do it. We could
that's
sneak
when
out.
I normally wake up.
Oh, we do not know how long this is or where it goes. What if we come up in Robert's bedroom?
Daylight. Yeah.
Oh God.
What if we just shut the
That'd be
door?
good though, because we need to speak to him. So
What if we just shut the door for tonight? We sleep here for tonight, and then we explore down the tunnel when we wake up after our 8-hour exactly sleepy time.
That makes sense to me.
And
Yeah,
that way we're
I can do
rested. It's still a weird time, so probably not a lot of people walking around. And hopefully we can. But should we help them through the tunnels the way we came first? The trio, or should we explore down this tunnel? Or do we split up?
I mean, I would think that this tunnel just goes out the cave. Like, I mean, it probably is a pretty simple.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is how they're getting to the people they brought down here, I'm sure it's the easiest, most convenient for them. So.
But it might be guarded, which means, and if we're exploring it for the first time, I don't want to bring Short Stack along with us.
Yeah, I think we should go check it out first, but I feel like this is the way we probably are going to want to go.
3 a.m. is probably not a bad time to go. Probably.
I'm gonna push the door back closed, put the cone on, and then like try to mage hand stuff myself back through the hole. Because
It's just getting worse.
Please.
Wait, are you trying to lock the door?
No, just close it. So
Oh,
Well, then why not? Okay, nope. You said you were going to do it. I'll let you do it.
Oh.
so I was gonna say you could close the door and then use mage hand to lock
Likes
it.
the feeling.
okay, yeah, I'll use mage hand to lock it. Just give it a
Oh
push.
man. I'm just picturing like the weird things that happen to like astronauts, like bones and muscles happening to Uranus the more he does this.
On a very advanced timeline. Okay, roll an Arcana check. Actually, no, roll a Dex check.
Ooh, Dex is
To
better.
stuff yourself through.
Suddenly you're broken.
Yeah, right. Just straight up Dex.
Straight up Dex.
+2. That's an 11, 13.
A 13? Okay. You kind of get yourself up in there, and your mage hand is kind of pushing and pulling and everything, and at one point you like bunch up at a point and like get stuck. And it like hurts and it feels weird, and you have to like grab your foot and like pull yourself back out unstuck, and then like kind of flop your way through on the back side of it, and like you're like fish flopping like to pull yourself
Can we
through.
help him through?
Do we see this?
Like,
You can. I don't know if you want to. You could just watch,
help.
but you
Yeah,
know.
we can help. She has no sense
Oh.
of what's gross or not. Like,
I'm in pain.
Now, and I will.
grab
So
me.
here's the thing. It's that whole doctor thing of it's not pain, it's pressure. It feels weird, but it's not technically pain.
I don't like this.
In
Dwarvish, I help when I say, be well, Uranus. In Dwarvish, I cast Healing Word. That's only going to be, not much, it's going to be 5 points of healing. So,
I think I'm full after the short rest, so.
well, I imagine after you said, like, you're being crunched and being damaged, I'm like,
Oh, okay.
he may be hurt. So,
Oh,
I'm just going off what he sees. He's like, okay, he says he's in pain, so.
Sweet.
All right, you get to the other side unceremoniously, again, kind of flip.
Okay. Whew. Take it off. Bedtime, please.
You can see the little halfling boy is like peeking out from behind the corner, like watching all this happen. Is like,
You want to try it?
I really do.
No.
Maybe if it's okay with his father, maybe.
Yeah,
if
can I
it's-
look at his dad?
If it's
for,
okay.
like-
But Dad's
it's
busy.
okay.
Quick, give it to me now.
No.
I'm gonna
Dad.
give it to him. I'm just gonna put it
Let-
on.
no, I'm gonna grab Grover's speed of light. Grab.
Aww.
Like,
Fine.
I tried, buddy. I'm sorry.
Sulks away.
maybe we'll talk. Like I said, we'll talk to your father. Maybe
Dad was
But
gonna
it's-
say no.
only because he loves you. He doesn't want anything to happen to you. So
Doesn't want anything
If he does
fun
say
to happen
no-
to me.
no, or he just wants to make sure that you're going to be around a long time because he truly does love you. And I know it sounds outlandish now, but trust me, like there's nothing stronger than the love he has for you. That's why he's done all he can for you. So you may not realize it now, but at least just hear it now. Someday it's going to make sense.
How about we go read more of the book?
Okay.
Is that a good substitute?
It's not as cool as being flat, but okay.
Okay.
Gorgas kind of just rubs on the head, like the whole like kind of just rub on the head.
Yep. All right. He goes off with you.
Then
Pat.
shoots daggers at him, Uranus.
Hey,
You were going to give this.
the kid
You were going to
is
give
stuck.
this to.
He's been stuck down here for who knows how long. I was just trying to give him a good time. I'm fine. I think
Are you?
everything's okay.
I don't think you are.
Everything is in the right place. I'm just gonna like
Scrambled
check
your
my
brain
body.
a little?
Your body. Wait,
Yeah.
what? Just check your body. Just like.
do a self MRI real
I'm
quick.
fine. I'm fine.
All good.
Everything's there. Lad, are you okay? I mean, when I woke you, you looked so. Did you look pretty? Sorry, when I woke you up, did you look pretty scared at all? Were you?
Yeah, a little bit freaked out. Yeah.
I've never seen. I mean, we've come up against some things. I've never seen you look that way before. Now it's kind of quiet. You don't want anyone else to kind of notice. To me, it's just kind of quiet. Like I've never seen you look that terrified before.
It was just a bad dream. It's nothing to worry about.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't really remember it at this point. You know, dreams.
Lad, look at me. If you can, I mean, I just shared some nuts. pretty crazy. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, you just heard my people are possibly still alive as vampires, like, you know, still living somewhere. You can tell us. You can tell me. You can trust me.
Is everybody still around near here?
I followed Hugh off to go start reading him the book.
Okay.
Annie's probably still around.
Artemis is still around. She's not far away.
Aranis is gonna glance in the direction that Pry went, and then just say, put his hand on Grokus's shoulder, and say, "I'm fine. Don't worry about it," and walk to go look for some bedding quarters.
Groku's saying bye, and Groku's gonna follow.
Respect.
We're going to talk about this now. We're going to resolve this.
Can't go to bed angry.
Well, this is good because Grokus is want to think about other things. So this is like, oh, I can think about something else for a second. So focus right there. Like just
Save everybody else.
do this.
Oh, the perfect little distraction.
As Aranis is like starting to walk away, I'm gonna stop you for a second. Do you have the what was left of Kingsley?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I pull it out and give it to him. Totally
Great.
forgot about that.
So it's like a amber stone or gem and like some little pieces of metal, I'm guessing. Probably.
Yeah, it's all been kind of mangled and bent and some of it snapped apart, but the stone is still intact.
Yeah. So I just kind of like brush off the stone and kind of toss away the little pieces of metal. Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Aranis is going.
Anyway.
Are there crystals? Are the crystals lining somewhere in here too?
Yeah, they're the lamps.
There are
Yeah.
these orange crystals, similar to the same ones from Grispin Hills, that are inset into the walls in the main forge room. And in the little side rooms as well. They act as, I mean, almost like little lava lamps or salt lamps, I guess would be a better example. They give a very dull but constant glow to the entire space. And they appear to be a little more shaped than some of the others. They still, they're like kind of almost look like chunks that have grown organically, but they're a little less wild, whether that's from shaping or just chipping off a chunk. Than the ones that you saw before.
Kohlhart.
And the one line of text that you did accidentally miss in all of that, very small line, but you know, the aunt, your Kohlhart's aunt discovered the
Yeah.
The
I read
crystals.
that, I thought. Yeah,
and then
Kohlhart.
it says, and then it just simply says, "We named it after her, and I carry that name myself."
Kohlhart, yes, I did miss that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my eyes are not as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
Which is
So
It's hard to
is the name
read
of
through
the chapter.
tears. Yeah.
For real, I never thought I was crying on stream, but you know what? It's cool, you know? Sometimes you gotta, it's cool.
Sometimes you gotta let the waterworks flow. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yet. All right, well. Yeah, I would make sure everyone knows it, so like hopefully I can work on that so you all know that the crystal's named after Kohlhart and who was related to Forgemaster Coalhart, so just imagine that I read that.
All right.
Is
so
there an empty room to sleep in?
There are a couple, and you know, Dr. Anderson offers for someone to bunk with him, and there's one other room. The two Hillfoots have their own room, and there's one other room they've kind of just been using for storage. But they kind of can clear some space away for people to sleep in.
You keep up near the door, like not in a place that's visible by looking in, but somewhere nearish the door.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of tucked against one of the machines, but with a good view of the door, but from a little bit of an angle so that you're not immediately visible.
Yeah.
Do you want company?
Always. We could. We can take turns watching the door.
Yes.
Yes.
Did the trapdoor thing that we came up through get closed ever, or is that still open?
I don't think we ever closed it. That's a good question.
I think it's fine if we leave it open. Aren't they dead and big, and that's a skinny little tunnel? I mean, we could close it. There's no harm in being safe, right? Just Peony will close the little hatch. We can open it again if it gets bad.
Yeah.
They clearly opened it from up here, so.
Yeah, you just kind of give it a push down, and it swings on its own and clasps when it comes back up. Try not to step on it.
Sounds fine. Just.
Since we've got a moment, we were clearing out the storeroom to make bunks for all of you, and I was reminded that one of the first things they had us do when they brought us here was those rooms below before they put those creatures in there. They brought us to one of those. We were blindfolded at the time, but there were all these big wooden boxes that had various tools and stuff in them, and they had us kind of gather up anything that we thought we needed for use up here in our work. And we just threw things in a bag and brought it up and sifted through some of it and found a couple tools that were helpful, but a lot of it was just random items and bits of weaponry and bits of paper. There might be something in there that's interesting for all of you.
I'd love to take a look.
Definitely take a look, and thank you. And now we know at least what they're. Remember when we first came here, they're selling those Dwarvish items. At least now we might know where they might be coming from.
Yeah, they took a lot of things themselves that same day as we were rooting around. But he goes to the back and comes back kind of with this large bag that Santa Claus style, almost like hits the ground as he's walking with it over his shoulder, and kind of pulls it and dumps it out or places it down. He's like, "You're welcome to anything in there. We didn't. Nothing in there was useful for us and what we were trying to do."
Let's search through that bag.
Give it a bag. I would like to give it the bag.
Okay. You open up the bag, and you find a variety of items in there. Just gonna start reading through things.
I'll detect magic going too. Like I'll start ritual casting that. She looks at things. Just
yeah. We'll say I would say for the purpose of making this easy, you ritual cast that first. You open up the bag, so you'll know if anything's magic. Everything that I'm about to say that you pull out has a magical aura.
Everything's like, it's going in my eyes. Close the bag.
Oh shit, it's too bright. Put that out.
So you find four small vials inside that have a reddish liquid in them. These are pretty easily identifiable. These are 4 potions of healing. You find 2 scrolls that give off a magical aura. You find a pair of pipes, like pan pipes, that give off a magical aura. You find 3 throwing darts that also with like little tassels on them that give off a magical aura. There's a cloak. There's some sort of necklace or amulet with this symbol set into it. And Grokus, as soon as you see the symbol, it is a small scale there. And then last but not least, and probably most odd, you pull out a short trident. Like it's not quite like full 2-handed length, but it's almost like a one-handed, like big forked trident. The other thing you notice, Grokus, just kind of being there with your detect magic up and everything, the book that you were reading from, that is sitting over on kind of one of the tables that you had left it on.
Oh, I have it. I would hold it. No, I would not leave that. I would not leave that yet.
Okay, yeah. So you've got that clutched to you, and as soon as your detect magic kicks on, you are shocked to find that is giving off a magical aura as well.
I'm gonna. Do I know what kind of magic I'm going to open and see if I'm seeing anything different on the pages?
Yeah. Hold on. Double check this has a school specifically.
So y'all just see Grover suddenly just look at the book like a real kind of shocked expression.
All the items give off a school of or some of them give off a school of magic. The book does not give off a specific school, but it does have a magical aura to it.
Okay.
The book's been tucked behind a wall for like hundreds of years.
Well, we don't know where it's found, right? Because
I told you I
Right.
found it behind a loose
Found
rock.
it
Yeah,
behind-
I
Oh,
did
you
tell
did,
you.
yes.
Yes.
It was found behind a rock.
Yeah.
I
I didn't tell you which
thought-
rock.
I thought as to the magical nature of this book, but maybe not. I don't know.
So yeah, you've identified that these items are magical. You can
I'll
either
relay
attempt
that.
an attunement, or if you have an identify spell, that would tell you exactly what they are.
Okay, I think I can get it if we sleep. Hold on a second. Wait a little long moment if we see.
Bedtime.
But, yes. But no, we're talking first. So
Oh,
you
we can each
wait
take
on that.
We could each take an item,
And
and
I-
take
and
a
I-
little
and
nap
I'll-
with it.
I'll let her know too. So yeah, so these are magic items. Do you mind if I hold on to that the necklace?
It has
But
your
if I-
symbol on it. Take it.
And Artemis, I would like. Are the scrolls? Are they in Dwarvish? Or
The scrolls are
or
not.
just,
They're
just
in.
runes.
They're in arcane runic languages. One of them, those when you open them up, one is a scroll of Earthbound, and the other one is a scroll of immovable object.
Oh.
And
Yoink.
I'll look at Artemis. Well, yeah, because I'll look at Artemis like these are, and I know you more spells for the book, and these would probably definitely come in handy. So, if everyone doesn't mind, do you mind if Artemis? I mean, they're so good with spells. I feel like they would best be.
I think Artemis is the only one who can transcribe them into a more permanent usage.
Oh, absolutely. And she's just gonna take them and pocket them.
Okay.
Super.
So these are clearly potions of healing. Scrolls are dealt with, so that leaves pipes, darts, cloak, necklace, but necklace is going to Grokus, and a trident. So that leaves 4 items. If we all go to sleep with these items, we'll probably figure out what they do in the morning, right?
Is that how that works?
That
Yeah,
is
you just, like,
mechanically how
snuggle-
that works.
Yeah, you just snuggle a thingy really
Snuggle
close.
up with that weapon real close.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take.
I feel
So
like
cozy.
we'd spend the night probably just like analyze them. I feel like.
Did you ever get like really close with like a thing just because you like sleep next to it? Because like, I mean, there's like I found this like gem thingy when I was like exploring down in my ruins, and I like slept with it, and then I woke up the next morning and it was on my bow, and now it's stuck there and I can't get it off. But it does cool stuff.
I was going to say I felt close to my cat after sleeping next to her, but I don't think that is what you mean.
No,
Oh,
but that's cute.
All right, so if you're all sleeping with items, who's grabbing what?
So
darts.
Darts, cloak. Okay.
Uranus isn't here for this, so
I'm with Arana, so like I'll grab it. As soon as I get next everything else, I'll look around for Arana. So I was going to grab myself out of the book, and then I guess I'm going to be.
Okay.
I'll probably put the necklace on, just kind of look at it and kind of go before I sit with it. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm going to go
there's
find
still
Uranus
the-
to show him.
Yeah, so there's
darts,
still the
right?
trident and the book and the pipes.
I'll take the trident, I guess.
Don't you have identify?
Who, me? Me?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I do not detect. I pray to enter, and that's not one that I.
Identify
I
does
don't have it
require-
prepared.
Yeah, and identify does require a pearl worth 100 gold pieces. So don't forget.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Well, we got some. Oh, that's why I needed. Yeah, that's later. But well, what was the other items? I'll bring one to Uranus. But I'm going to show him these darts. Did anyone see the darts or the pipes?
give me
Oh, the
give me
pipes
Right.
make more
Give me the
sense.
pipes.
Yes,
That would
Let's go
make
back to the
sense.
pipes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm like darts. Well, he doesn't music.
Brian
So
has
definitely-
the darts. I have the cloak.
I'll take the
Uranus is
trident.
taking the pipe.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Brian.
get the pipes. I'm gonna bring the pipes to Uranus because I see not with us.
So what's left?
The book.
Well, I have the book, the book that I'm holding.
Yeah, but you can only attune to one item at a time.
So do you
you'd
want
have
to hold on
choose.
to the book and then give the necklace to Artemis so that Artemis can figure out what it is? And then we'll just swappity, hoppity in the morning?
I will hang on to the book, I mean, and then if someone wants to, the necklace, I don't. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on to this until I can. So if someone wants to look at the necklace for me, then that'd be fine. I mean, honestly, I don't care if I don't figure out what it is. I mean, the necklace is a good sign enough, but if someone wants to, that'd be fine.
I can hold on to it for you.
Thank you for what I'm saying. I appreciate that.
Of course.
So for the purposes of this then, rules as written state that you can identify an object by spending 1 hour studying it. And so the first hour of your long rest will essentially bring you to the point where you all understand what these items are.
Oh, that's easy. That'd be perfect. I'm gonna bring the pipes to Uranus. Where the heck is Uranus? Where
In the
Where's-
storeroom, wherever they were clearing out. He kind of just ignored them and let them clear it out. He's just propped up in a corner, already asleep, but like holding on to Bethany,
wait.
my liar.
Oh, yes.
You know, the 7th party member, Bethany,
She's been here the whole time.
the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
She got the killing blow on all the monster fights. Come on.
Yes.
Cheryl's like, no, she didn't. That was me.
So that's what
I wasn't gonna say it.
So that's what I'm gonna go do. So everyone else, that's what I'm heading off to go do. So I know what everyone else is doing. I'll head off that way.
I guess Peony and I are camping out somewhere to watch the other door. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow behind Grokus. Keep close.
All right. Anything you want to say in this moment before we have our first hour
yeah.
rest?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna wake up. Ross very gently this time. Say a quick word to Anna before I do. Just hope that his dreams are better this time. Kind of wake him up.
Have I seen anything at this point? Were my very early dreams okay? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I just kind of open one eye and just say, "What's up?"
I don't think we discovered a few magical items. And Artemis even got a few new spells. And this, I have to take magic going. I can tell that these pipes are magical, and I know that as a musician, I feel like these would be, just kind of suited towards you. So,
Yeah. Thanks for looking out. And I take them and
I hold on to it as he grabs me, like, seriously, like, you can talk to me. I'm not losing. I'm not gonna lose someone else. I may have already lost people, so I'm not gonna lose you too. So whatever it is, please.
I know I can talk to you. It's really just a bad dream. That's all I know.
What happened? What it was? I mean, it was a bad dream, but how bad for you to look the way that you did? That wasn't. I've seen you kind of scared before. I've seen that was more. That was something else.
I don't know. Maybe it's just being down here in the dark. I don't know. Bad dream.
Can I do an insight check? These old people. Ooh, that's pretty low. So probably just like, I'm okay. It's only 14.
I mean, outside of it being Negapry, Uranus really just thinks it's like a bad
dream.
Just trying to get over it.
All right. I mean, you just acted a little strange, especially the way you kind of pat yourself down back there. That was a little But as long as you're sure you're okay, But honestly, like I said, Artemis will be here. Like we're all like, whatever it is, you don't have to deal with it alone. So,
if anything else happens, you guys will be the first to know.
Should hope so.
Take the pipes.
Strength check. Hold on a second. Snap.
Oh, no.
Grokus would win that one.
The pipes break in half. No.
The magic's gone. Magic seeps out. All right. Well,
You all settle in and spend some time studying your various items. We'll go around here. Pry, you after studying these for an hour, you determine that these are 3 different seeker darts. These are darts where if you see a creature, you can then throw a dart, and whether or not you can still see them, within 120 feet, the dart will seek out that person. It can go around corners, it can go behind things, it can go through like a doorway as long as it has like a 1-inch gap. And then there's a DC 16 saving throw for them to not get hit by it, so they have to roll a saving throw. So, and then there's a whole bunch of damage and stuff. So you have 3 of those. They do both piercing and lightning damage when they hit. They are 1-time use each.
Oh,
So-
there it is. I was like, what's the catch?
But you do have 3 of those. Malachite, you realize that this is a Trident of Fish command. So what this does is it's a martial weapon that does 1d8 damage. You can use an action, and it has 3 charges, and you can use an action to expend a charge to cast Dominate Beast on a beast that has an innate swimming speed. And it regains these charges every day. So whether or not that is, I mean, it could be anything from a crocodile to a fish, but as long as it has a swimming speed, you can cast Dominate Beast on it, in addition to it being, a weapon.
Interesting.
Uranus, these are pipes of the sewers. These are pipes that also have 3 charges, and as an action, you can call forth a swarm of rats that is at your command.
Yes.
He's the Pied Piper.
It is the Pied Piper.
he starts playing it down.
We're the
and suddenly
knockoff
just like,
Avengers. Aquaman, Pied Piper.
I imagine Ross just playing the pipes and saying just rats are coming like, what the fuck?
If they are not magically summoned, there have to be rats within a half mile. And they obviously take time to congregate or whatnot. So depending on where you're at, it might be very instantaneous or it might take some time.
Luckily for
and if
you,
there's
there are
not
always
enough-
rats within a half mile.
Does anyone hear tiny footsteps?
If for whatever
Just like
reason there are
ECP
not,
turn.
if for whatever reason there are not enough rats in the area, the charge is wasted. You can also use it if a swarm of rats comes within 30 feet of you that's not under your control. You can use it to potentially sway them under your control. Peony, this is a cloak of elven kind. When you wear it with your hood up, perception checks to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks.
Fuck,
Cloak's
that's what
color
I
shifts to
thought.
camouflage.
Why?
Yes, yes. Hell yeah, baby. Ooh, come to mama.
Peony is unstoppable.
Does anyone see where Beanie went? Has anyone seen?
Lord.
Like cross.
Artemis,
No.
you spend a good time with this amulet, and there's a lot of reflection knowing that this is a symbol of Enor, which is not, you don't worship this god, but your best friend does.
Mm.
And as an hour passes, you feel this weird block against it, as if something is keeping you from getting even more information. You know what this is, but you realize that to use it, you would need faith. This is an amulet of the devout. It adds +1 to DCs on spell attack and saving throws of the DC of a cleric or paladin spells. It also allows a cleric to use their channel divinity feature an extra time per day without expending their normal slot for channel divinity. But it would need to be attuned by a cleric or paladin.
So I look at Grokus and I relay that to him. I'm like, this is meant for you. I have no use of this.
You don't have... Yes, yeah.
Grokus, in the same vein, you look at the book and spend time with it. And you start flipping through the pages and reading various entries, and you start to find pages that are almost not actual like spell scrolls, but like talks of incantations. And Kohlhart talked about enchanting this machine with different things, and some of those enchantments are written down here, and that magic is seeped into the pages of this book. And as you spend more time of it, you realize that this is an arcane grimoire now. This can only be used by a wizard. It gains a +2 to the attacks and saving and bonuses on their spells. And when a wizard uses their arcane recovery feature, they can increase the number of spell slots they regain by 1.
Oh my god! That thing's busted! What?
Artemis, I trust you, and I know that you will not this fall into someone else's hands. I think you're meant to have it. Just please, just don't. I trust you. I trust you, and I have the book. I think this will help you. What you're doing, so
I will guard it. I promise you that.
I know. I'll put on the necklace and kind of just oh.
Sleep.
Definitely sleep.
Sleep.
Before we go to sleep, I'll definitely would say like with everyone there, like just a prayer to Anna, just a lot of things, but just to watch over us as we sleep, and just give us the balance required for sleep, and just everything like that. Just kind of, yeah.
Can Peony go to sleep with the hood up?
Sure.
Yeah.
Disappear.
just
Visibility cloak.
Yes.
Not quite invisibility.
I had
Hard
a
to see
thought
ability.
that this might be what it was when it was mentioned.
All right. You all get your sleep. Those who need to attune to items do so. And you all wake up a little sore and with heavy minds and hearts, but with the benefit of a long rest.
Sweet.
Pretty much right away, I'm gonna take out my gem and a couple tools and fiddle with it for a little bit, and then rebuild Kingsley.
Do you make any modifications to him, or is he the same old Kingsley you've always had? Which was like a dragonfly type thing, right?
Dragonfly, yeah. Just since I kind of like every time I build him, I try to make him a little better, a little more lifelike. So just like a couple little details to just make him look a little more like an actual bug.
Yeah, you add a couple more segments in the tail to give it a little more mobility.
Yeah.
Moves a little more naturally now.
Would I have had food and drink during this long rest?
Yes, you all have your rations.
Thank goodness. No more exhaustion.
Yes.
Sweet.
All right. The day is yours. It is about 6 days until someone were to come to this room again, if they were to keep to regular schedule. What are you all doing?
Can Peony go explore that corridor by sneaking down it, super sneaky styles with her new fancy cloak?
Alone?
I am sneaky!
Yes, you can roll a stealth check with advantage to go sneak down the corridor. Someone's got to unlock the door.
Yeah. I mean, Peony's not going to do this without telling people that she's doing this, but that is a thing that Peony would like to do.
Okay.
I was going to say, penis never seen again.
Connection to ether. I bring in a
That's
new
how Darby
character.
exits the show.
Flashbang! Smoke!
Do you want to go alone or do you want help?
I mean, you and me we could be sneaky sisters.
Are we all together
Snisters.
again?
I feel like we'd all be.
Snisters. Let's workshop that.
Are we all together again? Like this is the morning we're all together talking type thing? Okay. I can come with you guys. I'm pretty...
I think we should all go. I can do Pass Without Trace again.
We did it all.
And before, what is the plan we're about to do? Because I would definitely will say
Yeah,
for the Anarch to cast
it is
Augury.
between 3 and 4 a.m. right now, just FYI.
So I think we're just going to check to see where this leads and then come back and then decide whether this is the way we want to take our little entourage through, or if we want to try and sneak him back the way we came, since we already know what that's like. We just don't know what this way is like. So we're just exploring our options here.
Just let me know, because I can definitely ask Anor what might be the best. I still have my sticks with me, so just let me know and I can definitely.
Well,
might be the best.
your sticks are short-term prediction.
Yes. Well, yes, this is short term. I believe in the next, like, if we, whatever we choose, I mean, I think it's like with the next about half an hour. I feel like.
All right.
This one, so whatever you choose to do.
So I guess the long term is choose one of these ways to get them out and then take them to where?
I think Grispin. That's
But
we know is out of Brobat's control currently.
But they won't go with us. I mean, we tried to convince them that they want to make sure that that one person's dead before they left, because I think we brought it to them before and they were.
I'm ready to go take them out. Once
Yeah, we
these people
can-
are sent on their way, I'm ready to go take them out. Talk to Brobat, take them out. It's up to you, but
And we have time too. I mean, because like it won't be till if the door works and we have another way to get down here, because it was pretty tricky getting down. I think it might take us a while to get back up because Artemis, thanks to their broom, was kind of bearing us down. So that may take a while, especially with how far down we've come. So
I think this way will be easier. It seems like a main entrance, so.
Hopefully.
Let's sneak around and find out, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Augury then, if that's because we're planning to go through through the door, the entranceway. That's where we're going to go. Yep, so I'm going to cast Augury. So I'm going to take out the stones and say a prayer and enter, just please guide us away this king with the most balance and just let us know if this is for or against that. Let the 6 go. Oh.
Bye, Darby.
We can wait until Darby gets
Lost
back
Darby.
online.
Yeah, we'll let you.
Because this is.
Oh no.
Where did she go? Okay.
I'm going to take the cloak of Darby since they're gone. I'm going to take me on a the cloak.
I had advantage on myself.
hi.
Go.
Hello.
Oh, hey, we're just making sure the cloak is still working.
Yeah.
You left and they immediately cannibalized all your belongings. They were just like,
no.
get her stuff.
Oh, we should divide the healing potions.
Oh.
There's only 3 of them. I mean, someone get half. Oh, 4 of them.
There's
We
4.
have 4. So
Andrew, you just bring enough for all of us. Really?
if you
All
didn't
right.
bring enough to share.
So while you're dividing healing potions, Grokus, you take the sticks between your palms and throw them. And what is the specific question you're asking?
So I guess it's about let's see. Is this the right path to go on to lead to, is this a good way to go through to take this exit out? Does it lead to
Safety?
Yes,
Did you include the word safe?
The safety. There we go,
Yeah,
safety.
please.
Enter who knows. He
As
gets
the
it.
last stick is falling, you're like, oh, and safety.
Safety.
Let me just get that in there.
Safely.
Similar not in exactly the same, because last time you threw them and you got a good omen, they stacked themselves on top of each other, hashtag style. This time, to your surprise, they land 1, 2, 3, 4, all perfectly lined up, pointing in the direction of the door.
Whoa, that's
a pretty.
I'm good. Yeah, that's good enough for me. So that's, you can tell they're all perfectly balanced. So yes, I think this is, I'm good to go with that. So pick him up.
While Grokus is doing his thing, I think Uranus is watching Pry a little bit, and then he kind of shrugs it off and walks over to her and says, so when you were stuck down at the bottom of that shaft, I noticed you could use some ranged stuff, and I have this, and I pull off the crossbow that I got from what's his name, Cartwright. And then, I give her that and the 5 walloping arrows. And I say, since I can shoot beams or something now, I figured you could use this.
That is very kind of you. Thank you. I guess that means you trust me a little more as an adventurer now?
You took that thing out in 1 hit, so I think you're good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And she smiles real
It's
big.
a heavy crossbow, +1 crossbow, and then walloping arrows.
Cool.
Is a big old crossbow.
I guess.
Not gonna get a lot of shots off with it, but it will pack a punch.
Before I forget, when we come back here, after we search down this tunnel or whatever, I need to look for that part that we were looking for.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just don't forget.
Sweet. Off we go.
Holy.
I'll
right.
go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. Everyone can make stealth checks, add +10, and Peony, you're making yours with advantage because of the cloak.
Yeah. Hood is definitely up. And I would like to be in front if I could.
I have disadvantage, and it doesn't matter because it's nat 1.
Oh, buddy.
So 10 or 11.
Ooh, that was ugly. So 23.
15.
25.
5.
16.
16.
11.
Not high, y'all.
Lord.
It's okay. Gur's feeling confident because the stick, so he's walking. He's like, we're good. Clang, 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 clang.
7. You walk with a little, maybe more confidence than you should, and that you're not really trying to be that stealthy and chong, chong, chong.
He's kind of like,
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Clang, 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 clang.
You all head down. Just clings
Single
so
tear.
quieter. You all walk down the tunnel for a little ways, and eventually it terminates in a small wooden door that just has a simple iron ring on it. Does anyone open it up?
Is it
Grokus will feeling confident that he would be like, He's feeling
Is there anything on it?
door.
Ah! Probably pulls her hood closed over her face.
Peony's got a notching an arrow just ready
Okay.
if some.
The door swings open, and you look out into the top level of the barracks that you had not gone up to before. Because if you remember, when you first came into the barrack hall, there was a main space, and then there was a tall ladder that went up to a second, like big rock wall, to a second level with more barracks. And this door opens up into that second level.
Okay. So then, yeah.
Pretty handy.
Doesn't
And then
matter.
400 skeletons attack you. No.
Yeah.
Or just
Do we
Vampiric
hear
skeletons.
any people sleeping in this barracks right now?
well, it was
Perception check.
well, yeah.
What would you
That's
say,
a-
Andrew? I couldn't hear you.
Make a perception check.
I would love to. Kiki. How is a 25?
It's better than a 24. You listen and do not hear any snores, any footfalls. It seems to be pretty deserted.
So let's.
No one's sleeping.
Should we just get them out now?
Well,
If they want to go, but like I said, we can talk to them. But
well. So now there is the next step of we already know where this goes, and it goes back up, past. Well, ideally there is no one there right now, but we should probably check. Eh?
well, if Artemis, you want to fly someone up really quickly, I think it's the fastest way to get up.
All right. Who wants to go for a ride? All right. Come on.
It's small.
Oh,
Uranus is gonna plop the cone of slimming on his head and mage hand his way up
Oh
to.
my god.
Okay.
Okay.
You just love that thing.
Much slower, but just kind of. In the
Artemis
breeze.
just gives him side eye, like, what are you doing?
I just grabbed for a second, like, what are you doing? Okay. just let go like a balloon. Right, well.
Just in case we got to talk our way out of this.
Yeah. So you fly out into the main tunnel shaft and fly back up, and there's that rope that's still hanging down the middle. And this barracks tunnel was one of the first ones you had come to, so it's not that far until you get to the top.
Okay.
Okay.
When you get to the top, there is kind of that long, wide gradient that goes up to the main entrance, and you can see from a distance a little bit of moonlight peeking in. No people as of yet. Some of the tools are a little different, and things are placed in different places. People have been here since you came in during their lunch break. But yeah, in this immediate area, you don't see anybody, but there is still, the main entrance to go to.
Should we keep going, Peony?
Just to peek out the front, because maybe they're at the
Okay.
front. I'll.
I land
Okay, so
as softly as I can. Yeah.
okay, so is Peony the only one sneaking ahead?
I'll sneak ahead.
I'll probably
Advantage.
follow closely behind. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody make stealth checks, please. You do not have pass without a trace because you're not near Malachite.
Darn it.
Damn. 14.
Dirty 20.
30 20?
16.
16? Okay. You all kind of make your way up and, slip on a rock here and there, but are able to maintain, being pretty quiet. As you kind of come up and quietly along the side of the wall, look at the edge, there's that little table where that red-headed youth had been sitting. Yeah, he's like somewhere in between. And you see a figure that's kind of like slumped over with its head with a big mop of some colored hair, hard to tell in the dark. And you just hear a gentle...
Can I move? Because I had the best stealth. Can I move closer just to see if it's the same person?
Yes. Going closer, I'll need another stealth check.
That's an 11, 15. Or it's 16.
15. Okay. You get closer, a little bit closer. And as the moonlight hits, you see red hair and freckles. And it is the same young man who was very smitten with Artemis beforehand.
I just give a big thumbs up back to Artemis and Peony.
Is our cart there?
Your cart with your horses? Do you want to go looking for it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
poke your head around and you do not see it anywhere.
Oh, bitch. Okay. All right.
Cool.
I'm going to wake the red-haired dude up.
Peony's gonna hide! Peony's gonna hide! Peony's gonna hide!
I'm just grabbing him by the scruff of his his collar.
As you do that, there's an immediate and he just screams at the top of his lungs. It's very high pitched.
Put my hand
Peony's hiding. Peony's hide. Can I hide? Can I roll to hide?
You just start to hear, and like it's that gross thing where you can like feel the mouth moving against your hand, but he's like trying to talk.
Hey. Shut up. I'm trying to talk to you. Hey, can you tell me what happened to our cart?
I'm just gonna start walking towards this hot mess to calm him down.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
I'm not gonna kill you. Okay? Just tell me where our cart is.
He like looks and sees you coming up, Artemis, and like his eyes are like, what?
I take my hand off of his mouth slowly.
You're alive. We never thought we'd see you again.
Why?
I said you could go look in the mines for an hour at the most, and you were gone all day. They had someone go down looking for you, but we ended up having to close up early, and Foreman was not happy about it, and he made me stay here to keep watch all night.
Where's our cart?
They took it to one of the stables to get it out of the way with the horses. I don't know which one, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Are you all right? He's like looking right at you, Artemis.
I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, of course you are.
Oh, bloody hell. She actually says that.
You can go back to sleep, man.
I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. It just scares the poop out of me.
Go back to sleep.
Can
Okay,
Peony
whatever you
pop
say.
out and be like, boo?
like it just echoes through everything.
I was just gonna ask, can we hear the screaming?
You know, the second one you do. And
back over the mouth.
You need to stop doing that.
Did you
Okay,
do ESF?
I'm just gonna sneak away.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm a ghost.
Patrick.
Patrick. Okay. Patrick, everything's all good. We're just gonna go back down really quick, and then we might be back up. But don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Obviously, we're fine. You know.
I'm all good. Yeah, we're just gonna, grab our group.
Make a
and...
persuasion check with disadvantage.
Wow.
I'll do
He's
that.
y'all scared the crap out of him.
If Grokus hears a scream, he might start climbing the rope.
Oh,
Like,
God.
really good
Hanging
scream.
down the middle, you can't.
Oh my
you can't just like
God.
get to it.
Jump. Oh yeah, so
you gotta jump
thinking
to
about
it.
jumping.
Oh my god!
God.
Should I do it? Should I do it again?
That wasn't that 20, but I got an 18.
Oh,
Could we
Aw.
18's still pretty good. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. Are you all? Are you the only ones who survived?
No, we're all fine. But
Oh.
if it makes it any easier for you, just tell them we never came out.
Oh, I'm not
Right.
very good at lying.
Patrick.
It's not my nature.
Just you can't just say we never came back.
I can
That's all you gotta do.
I'll try real hard.
For her?
I'll try real hard.
Okay. I'm gonna pat him on his back and start walking down towards the hole.
Okay.
Artemis is just gonna follow awkwardly behind.
Okay.
Did you both hear that scream?
Yes, yes.
Do something?
I'm gonna jump. I mean, I'm terrified.
How are you going to jump it so far?
But if they're in trouble up there, we gotta do something. If they're, I couldn't live otherwise. If I knew if there was something happened to something. What else can we do?
I mean,
I don't want to, but I don't want.
It sounded a lot more high pitched than anybody in our party.
Malika, can you send that drone thing that
drone thing. You don't have that word in your vocabulary.
Dragonfly.
that dragonfly thing.
Yeah, I can send Kingsley up.
God.
I'll go ahead and be like, all right, Kingsley, get up there, and if as soon as you see them, our friends, come back, and yeah, I mean, I'll ask you what happened, I guess, but yeah, as soon as you see
by a
him,
monster.
see what's going on and come back.
Can Peony just be sitting by the hole? She's just like waiting. She's waiting for the other two to come back.
And you hear this low buzzing as
Kingsley, hi, come here.
Zips over to you.
Hi, buddy. Everything's fine. You're just scaring a dude. Everything's fine. You can go back and tell Malachi everything's good. Everything, or you just
The facial expression on the dragonfly.
Turns around and back down. And very quickly it comes back to you, Malachi.
Are they okay? Okay. Well, yeah. I think we're good.
What does this mean again? I forget.
Yes.
Oh. What I would know have sounded. Isn't that the only noise he can make?
Show him no, Kingsley. Show him no. Kingsley, show him no.
I am, but Zoom keeps cutting over each other. I'm doing the noise.
Every time.
Okay, Kingsley goes.
Oh.
That's no.
You just do.
Okay.
Yes.
I get it. I get it now. I understand.
One for yes, two for no.
What if ES do say maybe?
He usually just doesn't do anything.
So that's how dragonflies communicate.
It's scientific fact. You heard it here first, kids.
Carol's nose is gonna start bleeding.
Hey, I already had to do that once during this game. I get to be the nosebleed person.
By this point, Uranus has thrown himself back off over the edge.
Oh gosh!
Can you stop doing that? And she's just gonna.
I've got Mage Hand, and yeah, he's gonna fall for a little bit, and then when it's close to the tunnel that the rest of the party is in, he's gonna boop, Mage Hand, and then just.
Okay, make a strength check real quick.
Blade yourself.
Oh God.
One, don't.
What is that?
Don't.
What is
don't,
that face?
Don't.
A 20. He's taking a picture.
So just no, I'm not. Just straight strength.
Yep.
That's a 3.
Oh, to catch your up again?
When things are already falling,
Oh my God.
sometimes it's tough to grab them.
Oh Lord.
But if I put on the thing before, and then I'm like floppy, and then I Mage Hand.
Right, but you're already falling to some degree when Mage Hand tries to grab you, and as it grabs you, just the momentum on top of the weight with a 3, Casey. Come on. You feel Mage Hand pinch the back of your shirt and then slip away, and you keep falling.
Can Peony
Artemis see this?
shoot an arrow
were you
to
there?
pin his shirt to the wall?
Are you gonna shoot him with an arrow?
Oh my
Pin
god.
the shirt.
Terrible idea.
Pin the shirt.
You gotta kill him.
He's
I'm
all
good.
flat. He's all flat.
Oh my
He's
lord.
a
Falling and trying
He has a
again.
shirt. He's flopping around like this
Oh my
as he's
lord.
falling.
Well,
You can
no,
certainly
no.
try.
No,
Please don't
Artemis
try.
says featherfall, right? Artemis says featherfall, right?
Oh yeah,
He-
yeah.
He
Artemis,
already
like,
falls at the speed of Featherfall.
Yeah, even if I hit the ground, I won't get hurt. I can just.
So we
If you
were
were
all
to
standing
just-
at the edge of this
Yes.
looking
You
up
wa-
because of
you
the
You watch
scream.
him like, hi
Yeah.
guys, and then just keep
Right,
going.
well, like, if I realized he wasn't stopping, could I have tried to grab him?
Yeah, and I would have helped Pry.
It
Like-
sound. I mean,
I
you
have
tell me,
fast
Casey. It sounds
reflexes.
like you were trying to do like a cool, like last minute like thing.
Yeah.
So would there have been time? Like, would you have already? In my mind, you would have already passed by.
Like, I would have done it like 40 feet before the.
Oh, okay.
the-
In that case, yes, you see him continuing to barrel towards you pretty quickly, like 5, 4, 3,
Yeah.
2.
I would, so go. I'll give Pry advantage to see if
Grab
they
my
want to go.
end.
I don't know to Pry too. I don't know to Pry the other hand to make sure like they won't fall over.
Yep, you
So-
can reach farther out that way. Go ahead and make a dexterity
And
saving
and
throw.
touching. So already give them an advantage. So that'll help,
Dexterity
actually.
saving throw. Okay. And at advantage. Mm-hmm. 18.
18. You reach your arm out and poof, it hits you and it's heavy. It's about 10 pounds, as we had just established. And it's heavy and it hits your arm, but you do grab him. And he's now flopped over you like laundry.
I sort of like lean back in and like dump him on the ground.
Oh,
Are
thank
you okay?
Yeah.
I grab the cone. I grab the cone like an angry father. Like I grab the cone, just
Confiscated.
He's lost cone privileges.
Okay, my bad.
I feel like you and that cone and this all is just not a good combination.
I just, it could use some fine tuning, but I'll get it. I'll get
We
it.
have plenty of time to think about the fine tuning, lad. But I will just a little bit. So
Unless you want to go down to... We want you to stay safe.
I also want to stay safe. I just, I overestimated myself a little bit. I won't make that mistake again.
it's
I
another.
promise, Grokus.
When Price says at the bottom, he kind of just thinks about it too, and kind of just solemn expression. Kind of looks down, just thinks it's fine. At least you're okay.
Yeah, it's all good. And then I just wait for Artemis and Peony to come down.
Soon enough, they're able to follow down. And as you all convene here at the cavern opening into the large main tunnel,
No.
with new information and new items, and,
Wait,
a
hold on.
plan,
What is like? Wait, what?
and a plan for the morning in place to get your new NPCs to safety. That's where we're going to end tonight.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Come on.
Sadness. Give me more now.
Soon enough. Soon enough. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for joining us for a very monumental episode in the history of the First Watch. As
I
we
still can't.
finally learned what happened to the dwarves. But we'll be excited to see what this party does with that information in next session. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.